Well, what's up everyone, how you doing? In this video I'll be taking a closer look at volume 95 of Nintendo Power. This came out April of 1997, so we're going to have a lot of N64 information on here. We're going to have some Super Nintendo, some Game Boy, all that good stuff. And the main game focus is a Blast Corps, and then of course Game Boy hits, N64 previews, Dark Rift, Clay Fighter 63 1/3, which is classic. So I love going through these classic Nintendo Power magazines. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I go through. I do in going through them. And check out the back promoting Nintendo Power or Nintendo.com. That's a really cool ad there with Mario at a street sign. That's pretty sweet. And the front is really cool. Doom 64 is also on the feature. So without any further ado, let's go through this together. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for subscribing, and let's go from there. Thanks, guys. Okay, here's a closer look at the Nintendo Power Volume 95, April of 2027. And I just showed you the back. Let's open it up. And the first thing you have is an advertisement for Mario Kart 64. I used to play Mario Kart 64 all the time for the N64, one of my favorite games for the system. Of course, you can get 12 issues for Nintendo Power. How much were they charging? $19.99 for a year's worth. Pretty amazing deal. 20 bucks for 12 issues. That's crazy. You got a player's guide. You can select the Mario Kart 64 player's guide or Super Mario 64. That's pretty rad. Blast Corps, great game for the N64. This is a player's pulse. People can mail in their letters, artwork, all that jazz. Top games for each system. So Mario Kart 64 is number 1. Super Mario Kart, Shadow of the Empire, awesome. All these are great. Killer Instinct, Gold, Wayne Gretzky's hockey, 3D hockey, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. Remember that? When was the last Turok game? Pilot Wing 64 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Donkey Kong Country 3, love the charts for Super Nintendo. Zelda, Link to the Past, Mario RPG, Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, Final Fantasy 3. Love the music in that. And then the original Game Boy, top 5, Zelda, Link's Awakening, Donkey Kong Land 2, Metroid 2 is Tetris, of course, and then Donkey Kong Land. At this point, Mario, the Game Boy original one had been out for quite some time, so really cool to see Zelda, or Tetris rather, one of the top games still. Here's Blast Corps. Okay, Clay Fighter 63 1/3 Interplay. Great fighting game, stop motion, very unique graphics and gameplay. Doom 64, also a great port for the N64. Different maps. Here's some classified information, some cheats and things like that. Super Mario RPG cheat, fireworks, and free frog coin. Mario Kart 64 rocket jump and mushroom castle. All these little cheats. Killer Instinct Gold. It's a great port for the arcade. NBA Hang Time for the Super Nintendo. Let's see, Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the Super Nintendo. Kind of a hard, expensive game now for the Super Nintendo to find, to be honest. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. This is the maps of that. A really cool. If you never played Turok, it's a cool first-person, I wouldn't say shooter, but you have arrows, and I guess there are some guns in the game, but you fight dinosaurs, and very unique gameplay. Really nice long section on that. Oh, it keeps going. Great guide. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey, also one of the top games for the system. Can't say I ever played this, but let's see, they have a centerfold. Let's see what the centerfold poster is. What's of Doom 64. That's awesome. Okay, Enter the Rift. Okay, Bug Hunter Wanted. Not sure what this is. Game Testers. Interesting. Super Metroid Time Trial. So this shows you different levels of Super Metroid for Super Nintendo. Game had been out for quite some time at this point, but shows you different maps and where to go. So super helpful. This is back, obviously there was internet back then in 97, but this is where players would go to get cheats and have that. Doom. More maps for Doom. Game Boy Pocket. This is new colors. The 6 different colors are red, gray, kind of a turquoise, yellow, kind of clear, black. And this is, they ended up doing this for N64 and other systems as well. I thought it was very clever. Kirby Star Stacker. It's a puzzle game for the Game Boy. I don't know if I've ever played that. Game & Watch Gallery for the Game Boy, another classic one. One with the Turok giveaway, get a shirt, some giveaways. Council's Corner. Super Mario 64 and different chip. These are what people would call in. This is back when you call in Nintendo and ask for help. This is where you go for that. Beat the Boss. Different tips on the Booger Man. Remember that game? Classic. Indiana Joe's Last Crusade for the Game Boy. I played the Super Nintendo version, never played the Game Boy one. And these are some ratings, different for more games, coverage. Different ratings for Doom 64, Kirby Star Stacker, Pole Position for the Game Boy. I do remember that. Game & Watch Gallery. They made several of the Game & Watch Gallery games. And overall, these reviews were kind of in the 3s, looks like. Power meter based on graphics, sound, play control, challenge, theme, and fun. Challenge 1, different various challenges. Wave Race. I wish they made a new wave. I think the last Wave Race game was for the GameCube. Love it. Super Mario 64 Challenge. Ken Griffey Jr. winning run for the Super Nintendo. Here's a Pack Watch. This is Yoshi's Island 64. Which, I don't know if this game ever came out, to be honest with you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it ever did. That's interesting. Star Fox 64. Coming up. Love that one. Top Gear Rally, a racing game for the 64. Look at this, you can race as a Game Boy. I never even realized you could do that. It's wild. King of Pro Baseball, The Lost Vikings 2 for the Super Nintendo. Love the Lost Vikings games, are so much fun. Mission Impossible for N64. Hexen, first-person shooter there. Power Source Switch, release forecast. These are games that are coming up. Summer, so it looks like Yoshi Island 64, Top Gear, Star Fox, some classic game, GoldenEye 007, Summer. So that game's not even out yet for the 64 at this point. And some ads for Mario Kart 64. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, and thanks for subscribing. Cheers.